Okay, I will mute you all now and we'll get started. Let's come to a standing position at the front of your mat today. So finding that inner hip distance apart and parallel place for your stance at the front of your mat. Let's take a moment here to look down at your feet. And a couple of times lift and spread your toes and then root them down. Lift and spread your toes and root them down. And then as you do that a couple more times, start to feel the combination of your toes pressing and your heels pressing. So lift and spread your toes, and then as you root down through your heels as well. One more time. Lift and spread your toes and push through all four corners of your feet. Then stay pushing, turn your palms forward, let your eyes close, and take a couple big breaths. Letting yourself tune into this place, this stability that you have with 2 feet grounded. Tune into a deep inhale and a long, full exhale. Allow your breath to grow in length. Inhaling for just a little bit longer and exhaling for just a little bit longer. Even begin to add a count to the inhale and exhale. Exhales are naturally longer, so inhale for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 5. As it feels natural to you to allow your breath to grow a little bit longer, inhale for a count of 5 and exhale for a count of 6. One more full breath this way, tuning into a long breath and being present in this place, in this space. And connect palms together at your heart and gently press your palms as you let your elbows lift. Draw your shoulder blades onto your back and think of lengthening from hip to armpits. Take a full big breath. Inhale, stretch your arms up overhead and keep your eyes closed if you want, or you're welcome to open them. Exhale, hinge from the hips, bend your knees as you fold. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. One more time. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, hands above your knees, lengthen your heart forward, send your sitting bones up. And now engage the glutes, walk your hands up your legs to rise all the way back up to stand. Turn your palms open, expanding and opening through the chest. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, bend knees to fold over your legs. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Hands to hips. Press back on the hips. Lift up and open through your shoulders first. Squeeze the glutes and rise. Now walk your hands further onto your low back, letting shoulders lift up and back. Feel your elbows hug back. Now tone low belly and low ribs. Use an exhale to help that action. Inhale, lift up and open through your chest. Little gaze upward gently. And exhale, hinge from the hips and fold over your legs. Release your hands down. And from this place, bend your knees enough and maybe even take your feet a little wider if you have a tight low back or tight hips or hamstrings. But let your arms hang here. Let your head and your neck hang. And then add a little bit of sway, allowing for the back body to get a little bit longer. Then as you come back into center here in your fold, again, keep your knees bent. Back of your neck is long. Your arms are hanging like a rag doll. And now we'll just move through shoulder blades. You're going to keep your arms loose and your head and neck loose, but lift your shoulder blades up your back towards your hips and then release them back towards your ears. Lift them up and release them. Lift them up and release them. You'll do that about 5 more times at your own pace. And just notice where it is in your body you might want to tense up when you lift your shoulder blades. See if you can keep that part of your body loose. One more time, lift and release. Now hands to hips. Again, press your hips back. Start to lift up and over through your shoulders first. Squeeze your glutes and rise. Good. Now palms turn up, elbows are hugged by your sides, and then rotate your arms, your gratitude arms here. Lengthen up through the back of your neck, and then add a little bit of ear to shoulder work. As you take right ear over your right shoulder, think of moving your left shoulder out to the left side. As you take your left ear over your left shoulder, right shoulder moves. One more time on each side. And back into center now. Clasp your hands behind your back. If it feels better to put fists against your low back, that's okay. But keep your elbows bent, lift your shoulders up and back, and then hug your elbows toward each other. Feeling shoulder blades engage. Take a big inhale here, lift your ribs out high, heart out high. Then exhale, engage, low belly, low ribs. Hug them in like you're trying to knit your ribs together. Take another inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, hinge from the hips, bent knees, fold over your legs. From this place, your hands might be on your back or away from your back, whichever feels the best. But you're keeping a bend to your elbows and palms pressing toward each other. Take another big deep breath and move your shoulder blades up your back toward your hips. Then release your hands. You can always have blocks for your hands here if you would like. Step your right foot back into your lunge. And from this place, center off your hips. You can bring back knee down if you would like to, but bring your hands up to your hips to rise, coming into this lifted lunge. Now wrap your left hip back and push your right toes down, lifting your upper thigh. Now palms turn up, gratitude arms. As you do that, be really aware of your low ribs. Mine love to pop forward, so exhale, engage, low belly, low ribs. Inhale, lift your chest up higher. Exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Inhale, step forward. And exhale, step your left foot back into your lunge. Bring hands up to your hips to rise. And as you center off your hips, you're wrapping right hip back and down. Push your back toes down and lift your left thigh up. Now gratitude arms, take a big deep breath. Use your exhale to engage. Inhale to lift your chest, lift your heart. Exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Now plant your hands and step all the way back into a downward facing dog pose. Take a big breath. Slow pedal out now, bending one knee at a time. And as you do so, find the majority of the movement from hips, low back, and legs. Allow your shoulders to stay really stable and stationary, even as your hips move. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Knees on the ground if you would like. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Exhale, bend your elbows and lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, curl up and open as high as your body is ready for. high or low, whatever feels the best on your back body. Take a big, deep breath. Then tuck your toes under and push through hands and knees if you would like to move to down dog, or push all the way to down dog. And now from down dog, plant your hands really well. Shift your shoulders a little bit forward like you're going to come into plank again. Rotate elbow pits forward, and then shift your shoulders back. Big full breath. And now walk your way forward. Take as many steps as you need to come forward into your forward fold. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Hands to hips. Press hips back, lift shoulders up and rise. And as you come all the way up to standing now, reach your arms up overhead and then take hands to clasp behind the back of your head. Press your head back into your hands. Open your elbows up wide. Then plug your shoulder blades in onto your back. Now a little bit into your knees. And as you move your inner thighs back, sticking your butt back a little bit, engage your low glutes and your low belly. Engage your low ribs. Press your head back into your hands as you lift your chest up just a little bit higher. Shoulder blades on your back to support that lift. On your exhale, hinge from the hips, fold over your legs. Release your hands down and step right foot back into your lunge. Turn and plant your right heel, and this time we're going to rise to warrior one. So aim your toes a little bit toward the front corner of your mat on that back leg. And then inhale, rise up. So you're coming hips toward the front of your mat, lifting your arms straight up if that's in your practice, or you can take gratitude arms here. But wrap your left hip back. Notice your right inner thigh and think of rotating your inner thigh back, outer thigh forward. Take a big deep breath. As you exhale, bring both hands down to the front of your mat, and your back toes can stay where they are, your back foot can stay where it is, or you can tuck your toes. Work your front leg towards straight, coming into more of a hamstring stretch. Wrap your left hip back, extend your heart, take a big deep breath. Now from here, tilt your sitting bones up as much as your body is ready for. It won't move very much in this asymmetric pose. Keep pushing down with your left big toe mound. Take another big breath. Inhale, bend into your front knee. Now tuck your back toes and bring your back knee down. Work your hands to the inside. We'll come to our alligator pose or lizard pose. Push your left big toe mound down and wrap your left hip back. Then work down toward one elbow, maybe two. Take a big breath and extend your heart forward. Notice the tendency to round your back here and to stick your hips up. So as you let your hips come down and your chest forward, push your back knee down. Allow for a little bit of lift there. One more big breath. Good. Rise up to your hands now. Lift your back knee, and you're welcome to use your blocks, but we're going to pivot and take a wide stance fold. So as you pivot on your feet, the pinky toe edges become parallel to each other, so check that. Lift and spread your toes, firing up the inside edges and the arches of your legs. Lift your sitting bones. As you exhale and fold over your legs, take it as deeply as your body needs. Maybe your hands come down to the ground. Maybe you have your elbows on blocks or something. Take a big, deep inhale, long, full exhale. Inhale, lengthen, extend your heart. Exhale, pivot, turning to the front of your mat again. And then step back, downward facing dog pose. Take a big breath. And now stepping right foot forward in between your hands. You might need to bring your back knee down to get there, but work it forward. And then find that turn of your back foot, setting your entire foot down, toes turned toward the front left corner of your mat. Then inhale, reach up, rising up into your warrior one. And just remember, warrior one stance is usually shorter than a warrior two stance and wider with your feet. So as you rotate your back thigh, also wrap your front hip back and down. Big breath. Tone low belly, tone low ribs. Then on your exhale, both hands come down to your blocks. Again, back foot can stay planted the way it is, or you can tuck your toes if that's easier on your hips or your hamstrings. And then work, right leg towards straight. Wrap your right hip back. Push your right big toe mound down. Extend your heart forward and now try tilting your sitting bones up. Take a big deep breath. Good. And now tuck your back toes and bend into your front knee. Bring your back knee down. Work both hands down to the front of your mat on the inside. And then you're going to lower as far as your body needs to. So maybe that's onto blocks, maybe that's onto the floor, maybe that's staying on your hands or on your elbows. Right big toe mound pushes down and right hip wraps back. Push your left knee down. Take a big deep breath, grow longer through your spine. Good, then rising to hands, lift your back knee and we'll pivot again. You can use your blocks here if you want to. Wide stance hold one more time, facing the left side. And then look at the pinky toe edges and bring them parallel to each other. And lift and spread your toes, lift your arches, inside edges of your legs are firing up, and then fold. Take a big deep breath wherever that is. Send your sitting bones up. Unlock your knee joints if you're a hyperextender. Deep breath. And then inhale, rise up partway. Exhale, turning toward the front of your mat. One more time, step back, downward facing dog pose. Take a big breath. And then lower all the way down to your knees. And from your knees, we're going to settle back toward a child's pose, but we're going to tuck our toes to give our feet a little bit of a stretch. And then as your hips settle back, you can work your way as deeply into your child's pose as is comfortable. Full big deep breath here. Bottoms of your feet, the arches, getting a little bit of a stretch. And now you're going to keep your toes tucked and start to push yourself up so that you're working towards sitting. And maybe you come all the way up to your hands resting on your thighs. Maybe that's a lot of sensation and you keep your fingertips on the floor. That's okay. So you get to find where that is for you. And from this place, if your hands are free, then you can reach back and give the bottoms of your feet a little bit of a rub and even move your pinky toes out a little bit. And then do the other one. And then release, hands forward, tops of feet down, and settle hips all the way back toward your heels into your child's pose, and rock a little side to side. And we'll take that one more time. Rise up to hands and knees, tuck your toes, and then as you shift back with your hips towards your heels, if it's in your practice, you can rise all the way up. If that's a lot of sensation and your nervous system is staying clenched right up, then maybe stay a little more forward or a lot forward. Okay, so find where that is for you and take some big deep breaths. Again, if you want to, you can reach back and give a little massage to one foot the other foot. And then shift forward with your hands again to hands and knees. Untuck your toes and give your feet a little tap. If you have anyone down below you, if you're in an upstairs room, then, just let them wonder. Okay, and now come all the way down to a seat. Soles of feet come together into your butterfly. You can always grab your blanket here for this one if you want to. This is my favorite variation of a rolled up blanket. Soles of feet together, and then put the roll over the tops of your feet and underneath your legs. This gives your ankles a lot of support, or if it doesn't give them enough support, then maybe add some more propping. Shift your sitting bones. And from this place, hold on to your feet, your blanket, or maybe the floor with your right hand. Your left thumb is coming into your hip crease, and think of a full L going right into your hip crease, and give it a push. Take a big deep breath as you anchor your left sitting bone down, and then shift to the other side. Right hand into your hip crease and give it a push. And then as you come back up to center, if it's in your practice, if it feels good, you can hinge from your hips and fold. Maybe your elbows come to rest against your calves, or maybe you walk your fingertips forward. Or maybe you stay upright, from where your spine can be long. Take a deep breath. And then rising all the way back up, bring your knees together. And then make your way all the way down onto your back. And from your back, you're making sure that you can reach all of your props. Knees draw up into your chest and rock a few times. And now set left foot down. Right knee opens up to the right side. Flex your right foot. And then aim your right foot up toward the ceiling. So we have half happy baby pose going on here. So you're going to take your right hand around the back side of your thigh to begin with. Left hand into your hip crease and give your hip crease a push. And tilt your pelvis so that your belly is lifting up a little bit. Your sitting bones are trying to move down. And now go ahead and reach up as high as your body needs, whether it's to your right shin or the outside edge of your right foot with your right hand. And now open your left knee up to the left side. Foot is flexed, so you're on your pinky toe edge. And take a couple big breaths here. A little opposition push and pull here. Pull down with your hand on your right foot and push back into your hand with your right foot. And now bring left knee back to center. Right ankle crosses over your left knee. And then pull both knees out towards your chest as close as is comfortable. And if you'd like to, you can add a little bit of rock. Then set both footprints on the ground and drop left knee into, left knee into your chest. Open your left knee up and aim your left foot up toward the ceiling. Hold on around the back side of your thigh here. And then right hand comes to your right hip crease, right up at your upper thigh. Give it a push. This should help you find a little more tilt to your pelvis so that your sitting bones are aimed down. From that place, you're welcome to reach out for the outside edge of your left foot or for your shin or wherever it is that you can keep that tilt of your pelvis. And then right leg opens up to the right side. Flex your foot so you're on the pinky toe edge. That active foot supports the ankle and the knee for stability. So take a big deep breath. Opposition push and pull with your left foot. And then Release your left foot. Bring your right knee back in the center and cross left ankle over your right knee. Lift your legs up toward your body as close as your body needs. Flex your feet. Take a big deep breath. And now release both feet to the ground and begin to set yourself up into a really comfortable place for yourself for Shavasana. Feel free to grab blanket for over you, pillow or bolster for underneath your knees, or just recline all the way out. Whatever variation of rest serves your body and your mind the best. Start to find that place for yourself and take some deep breaths. Tuning into your body settling. Begin to take a deeper breath. Adding gentle movement into fingers and into toes. As you're ready to, bend your knees and roll over to whichever side feels best. And then slowly push yourself up to your seat. Connecting palms together at your heart, eyes closed. Take a full breath. Have a very peaceful, very beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.